I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
stay on point. I've been trying to save my voice, but y'all gave me no choice. The world gone mad, can't ignore this noise. Look at these people found dead in the streets. I got some partners that hate the police. Me, I'm just trying to hold on to my peace, cause I'm liable to lose it and go get the peace. I need a reason, I need a season, pleading with Jesus, all of this grieving. They be like, if you are what you believe in. I do not trip, I keep it G. What in the H you say in the I? Ain't no JK when I'm talking to God. Don't need a reason to open my eyes. If I'm still breathing, I'm running for mine, man. I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
I might go crazy, I might go MJ back in the 80s, back in the 90s, I might go off, or they better not try me, it might get dicey. I ain't tryna to go back to the old me, I'm tryna to hang on like my mama told me. Sometimes legs get weak and your arms give out and you sink to the bottom slowly. A grown man wishing that somebody hold me. Never knew my daddy, so nobody showed me. Taught me how to walk through the storm when your heart feel heavy and it's hard and you feeling lonely. But low key, high priest got the keys to the kingdom. High key, low enough to bring him, and I need all of what he bringing. I might go off the deep end, I just need another reason. I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
Right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now.
I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
Stay on point. I've been trying to save my voice, but y'all gave me no choice. The world gone mad, can't ignore this noise. Look at these people found dead in the streets. I got some partners that hate the police. Me, I'm just trying to hold on to my peace, cause I'm liable to lose it and go get the peace. I need a reason, I need a season, pleading with Jesus, all of this grieving. They be like, if you are what you believe in. I do not trip, I keep it G. What in the H you say in the I? Ain't no JK when I'm talking to God. Don't need a reason to open my eyes. If I'm still breathing, I'm running for mine, man. I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
I might go crazy, I might go MJ back in the 80s, back in the 90s, I might go off, or they better not try me, it might get dicey. I ain't tryna to go back to the old me, I'm tryna to hang on like my mama told me. Sometimes legs get weak and your arms give out and you sink to the bottom slowly. A grown man wishing that somebody hold me. Never knew my daddy, so nobody showed me. Taught me how to walk through the storm when your heart feel heavy and it's hard and you feeling lonely. But low key, high priest got the keys to the kingdom. High key, low enough to bring him, and I need all of what he bringing. I might go off the deep end, I just need another reason. I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to.
Stay on point. I've been trying to save my voice, but y'all gave me no choice. The world gone mad, can't ignore this noise. Look at these people found dead in the streets. I got some partners that hate the police. Me, I'm just trying to hold on to my peace, cause I'm liable to lose it and go get the peace. I need a reason, I need a season, pleading with Jesus, all of this grieving. They be like, if you are what you believe in, I do not trip, I keep it G. What in the H you say in the I? Ain't no JK when I'm talking to God. Don't need a reason to open my eyes. If I'm still breathing, I'm running for mine, man. Oh, yeah, I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp, cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into this pit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
Off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to.
Well, welcome back to another awesome episode of the Waterloo Weekly Podcast. I'm joined by a really good friend of mine today, church fam, Carissa Thompson. And Carissa, she runs the Thompson family. Her husband, Shane, and Carissa, man, they help us out with our apartment ministry at the Rolling Green apartment complex and a number of other things that their hand is in our church involvement. And so I'm excited to have Carissa on with us today and talk through some things. If you've got a question for Carissa about apartment ministry anytime during the stream, if you're watching it later on, please type a question, comment below, let us know you're watching. If you're listening to this on Spotify at a later time and you want to get involved, man, there is so many opportunities within our apartment ministry complex that you can get involved in other areas that Shane and Carissa are plugged in. So Carissa, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do. Tell us about your family. Give us some background, and we'll kind of jump into our convo today.
Okay, so Shane and I, we are both from opposite ends of the state, and we came to UCO. We graduated at UCO probably about 6, maybe 7 years ago.
Oldies.
Yes. So and then we just stayed, of course. He's in industrial safety, so he's a safety director for a construction company in Oklahoma City. And I am a nurse transitioning into a homemaker now because we've got a 1.5-year-old, Benea Grace. And then I'm also pregnant. I don't know if you...
I don't know if we could tell. Maybe.
Yeah, can
maybe.
you see?
That's right. The plaid's working.
Yeah. It's working for me. Anyway, so I'm pregnant with a second one. It's going to be a baby boy July 15th. So we're excited about that.
And you're going to name him Reid. Let's just throw that down on the live stream right now, right?
Sure.
Okay, there it is. You heard it first here. We got the name.
No. Love your name, but no. It works for you.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about us. We just, we've been coming to Waterloo now we started coming in college.
In college, yeah.
So it's like been 8 years.
Man, that's awesome.
Maybe 9 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
8 to 9 years. We're not really sure, but it's been great. And then we've served in different areas in the church, but we don't have to get into
No, that's great.
It's
Yeah.
just changed.
No, that's good. And again, as I said, Carissa and Shane, man, they're plugged in, dialed in. One of our awesome, we can still call you younger couples, right? Because you're like my age, and so we can call ourselves younger couples in the church.
We're younger even if we're 50, right?
That's right. And so if you do not know Shane and Carissa, and you need to meet them at some point, let them know that you watch this thing. So Carissa, let's jump into this apartment ministry kind of ministry mindset a little bit with what we're doing. It's been a weird year, COVID wise, and our ministry has changed over the past 18 months probably. Just with all of that, we've had to pivot, much like we have in our other ministries, but even maybe more so with our apartment ministry. And so I know there's people that are watching this, are going to watch this, that have no idea where our ministry minds lie in this Rolling Green apartment complex and all that stuff. And so let's just lay it out. I think the first question that I wanted to ask is like, what's the purpose and the maybe the mission vision of the WRBC kind of apartment ministry? What would you say there?
So the mission is just actually. It's interesting. I don't know how many people remember this, but Waterloo had this mission statement after every sermon. Griff would say, "We come in to go out."
Yeah.
And so that's kind of our mission. We are taking the gospel and sharing the gospel with this community. The purpose behind it is to serve the community. Shane and I, a couple of years ago, Ron McGee actually said something, which we've said multiple times, but he said, if we were gone, if Waterloo was gone, and we weren't doing anything in the community anymore, would they miss us?
That's it. Yeah.
And that Shane really resonated with us, which we'd already been doing the apartment ministry at that time, but that's I think the whole purpose is to serve the community, to make a difference in the lives of our community. And no, Edmond community is like what? I don't know how many thousands of people.
A lot. But
this is just one small part, one small area of the community that we can serve, that we can make a difference.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose. And then ultimately, like the Great Commission, Matthew 28, what Jesus called us to do was go and share the gospel, making disciples. And baptizing in his name. And so that's our ultimate goal, is serving and sharing.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And I don't know if you caught, like, I just want to say that again, like, if Waterloo was not in existence, if we left for whatever reason, would our community be impacted by that? And I think that's just a gut level punch in the stomach to a certain degree, right? Like, let's get after it. Let's get about the work of the Lord, but truly with this apartment ministry, over the years, as you guys have participated in these things, I truly believe that community specifically would miss your involvement, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Ways you can jump into this. So how did you and Shane begin and like get started in this ministry? How did that all happen? Why Rolling Green apartment complex? All those things. How did you guys jump into this thing?
So actually, we can't take the credit for starting it. Shane Fowler was a college student here about 6 years ago. He was younger, freshman, sophomore in college at the time. And he just had a heart. He saw the apartments there near the campus and was like, we need to be sharing there. He goes, he had a heart there. And so he actually started it up. And it wasn't necessarily a bus ministry like it is now. At first, it was just going and knocking on doors, trying to develop relationships with the people in those apartment complexes. And so that's how it started out. And Shane felt this calling because at the time I was helping with international students. And so Shane felt the calling to serve in the church. And so he talked to Pastor Griff, and Griff said, how about you go and help Shane Fowler with that? I think you'd be really good at doing that. And so Shane kind of hopped on board and walked alongside with Shane. Well, then there's two Shanes, both Shanes. But anyway, Shane Fowler was called away led away, and now Shane just took it over. He handed it over to my husband, Shane, and he's been doing it ever since. So that's how we ended. Oh, and then I was still helping with the international students on campus for a couple of years into that. And so about 2 to 3 years ago, I just felt God kind of shut that door and was like, you need to start being with your husband in this ministry. Like, we need to serve together as a couple because we're stronger together in one ministry than we were separate in two ministries.
It's good.
It works for us.
It's good. No, and I think across the board, like couples serving together, man, there's some big time impact. I think it's a good lesson, maybe to even throw out there just as a conversation for some of our younger couples wanting to serve. Doing that together, man, it's extremely impactful. Carissa, what should we know about some of these families that we're reaching and at this apartment ministry complex? What should our people know about the families that we're able to minister to? Kind of give us, maybe paint us a picture a little bit about what that looks like.
So I don't know. It's hard. We've been, observing and trying to make relationships and things like that with all the family members at the apartment complexes, and I think they crave community. They crave, inclusion. They crave acceptance. They are they're welcoming to us as far as wanting to get to know us, and they don't turn their faces away. Thankfully. Yeah. Some of them do, but for the most part, a lot of them, they want to know why we're there, and they want to know more. And I think they do crave community, but just like anybody, it takes time to build up trust, and it takes time to, to actually build a relationship that they can know, hey, we're not here for, a quick just, gaining whatever. That's or right. We're not here to just
here's some food. We'll see in a couple months. Yeah.
Right. It takes time to build up that relationship, to build up that trust. And so something that we try to do is, if I hear anything about, a passing that has happened, or someone that's been in the hospital, just like what we do within the church. Sure. We try and do a meal plan, or, hey, how can I help you with the kids, or whatever. So that's something that I've been trying to do a little bit of, is providing meals when I hear someone's been in the hospital, to develop that trust. But ultimately the biggest thing is, I think they really want community. They want relationship.
Right.
But it just like normal life, it's hard to...
And it's hard too, sometimes to break into that, to let people know. Sometimes I think the mindset could be they crave, all of us, we crave community, but unless somebody tells us, hey, you are craving or you are starving for community, sometimes there's a disconnect there. And so what I love about our apartment ministry is that you guys are so consistent, even through COVID, continuing to pick kiddos up for church, meeting the needs of the community where you can, type thing. But one of the great things I'm excited about this summer, and we're really going to try to just blow the doors open at Rolling Greens, because we've got some normal summer activities kind of planned up. A VBS coming up on the 23rd, beginning on Sunday the 23rd. And we're going to try to be at the apartment complex for Wednesday nights, and watching the Chosen series and all those things. We're really excited about blowing those things up. But with that in mind, okay, how do we bring the people together and not just say, hey, we're this church 6 miles north of you, come hang out to us. I think sometimes that's really just an easy thing to do. But what I love about our apartment ministry is, hey, we're going to come to you, and we're going to have boots on the ground where you are. We're going to meet your physical needs, maybe by giving you a meal or a snack or whatever that may be. But we're also going to meet your spiritual needs by leading your children to Jesus, and ultimately praying that God would change that community as a whole, type thing. So I love the mindset. I love the mission of, okay, how do we create community, not just here, but how do we begin those things on site type thing,
Also, one other thing to add to that, because at the end you said help develop the spiritual of the children. The children that we have, their parents want them to know Jesus. They do. And for whatever reason, sometimes they work and they can't come on Sundays or whatnot. And so I think it's good for us, kind of what you're saying, boots on the ground, walk alongside. It's good for us to be like, hey, we're here and we want to walk with you in life. Yeah. And I think that also is something that, we're trying to do, and that they want, is people to walk through life with them. And it takes community to raise kids. That's right.
And so if you're watching this, listening to this, and you're thinking, man, my kids are maybe out of the house, or I don't have kids, or whatever it may be, and you want to jump into legitimate, hard ministry sometimes, but ministry that and I'm going to have an opportunity to have a gospel conversation, or I'm going to have an opportunity to share Jesus, or share life with kiddos that are going to be a little bit different community-wise than me. Man, this is a ministry that you need to know about, to jump into. So let's talk about that, Carissa. How can our people get involved? I've got to think that there are some out there. They're okay. COVID's done. Man, it's time to serve my church. We've got a lot of new members or new individuals, new families watching this. How can people get involved with the WRBC apartment ministry, and what does some of that stuff look like?
So first, as far as the bus ministry, because this is what's going to be continuous throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Shane and I, well, even those that are helping, our goal is to have 4 to 6 people help drive the bus, and it's not just picking the kids up and driving. It's also engaging with the kids and talking with them. And I mean, let's say you can't really be here early enough because you have your own kids or something, and you can't be here early enough, like, because it's 5:30 we start, and then we have to take them home, so it's right about 8:30 when we get back. You know, and if you can't do that, then but you're here on Wednesdays or Sundays, engage with the kids, talk with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're always wanting to hang out in the gym, so just stand in the gym and you can play basketball with it. You know, the boys love playing basketball, so if you want to just shoot the ball with them, they would love that. But ultimately, you know, like we were saying, we want the church to come alongside these kids and get involved so they know more people than just the people picking them up.
That's good.
So
so if you want to help with the bus ministry there, and just let us know on that. Sunday mornings, Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights are going to look a little bit different this summer, just because we're going to be at the apartment complex, and that's going to be a really exciting type time with some of that stuff. We're going to be just on location there, but Sunday morning specifically. And if you got a heart to see young people come to Jesus that just simply need a ride to begin with, that's awesome. But as Chris is saying, like, man, what an opportunity to be in the same vehicle with somebody and just talk about life. And I know some of you are looking and searching for those gospel conversations. Carissa, how easy is it to have a gospel conversation when you're literally stuck in a van with teenagers or with youngins? Man, it's a really easy thing to do for sure.
It's been really, and it also comes up a lot because, you know, kids, we don't always make the best decisions, and so then we get to just say, well, what would Jesus do? You know, what do you think that? And it's just so easy to have that conversation, like, hey, let's go back to the Bible. What would Jesus do in that situation?
That's good.
And so, if you want to start putting those balls in the little pin out there,
that's right.
just
There's a
come
way to
hop
do
on
it.
the
Just
bus
come
for a
up
little bit.
because you will get at least 10 on a weekly basis. 10 of those conversations on a weekly basis. Man, that's super cool. And as I said a while ago, one of the neat things that we're trying to do, and we try to do every year, we did this even in the middle of COVID, was have a VBS, kind of some VBS dates, and is leading up to our VBS. And so if you want maybe some of the similar material that we're going to teach, all those things, Sunday the 23rd, that's in a couple weeks. We're going to meet on location at the apartment complex, and just bring the kids, bring as many kids, speak the name of Jesus, speak the gospel. Life change definitely happens there. We also get to talk with parents, man, that are there. Maybe have a Sunday off, Sunday afternoon off type thing. And so we are needing volunteers on top of volunteers to help with that, because I truly believe the more people we have, the more of those conversations we're going to have. And so if you want to get involved in that, you can reach out to me, give us a comment or a message on Facebook, call the church office up here, let us know that you want to jump in on some of that VBS stuff, and man, we'll totally take you up on that for 4 Sundays beginning on the 23rd, and we'll kind of go from there. Carissa, what else you got? Anything else? What do we know? What do we need to know?
Also, other stuff if you want to help. When we do the Chosen series, what we're wanting to do, because we'll do it here at the church, and then we're going to go to the Rolling Greens complex and set up the TV and everything. But I think we need, we do. We need help with the setup. We need help with, we're hoping to get popcorn and pop out there. And so if we can get people to help set up and then also pass out, tear down, and just kind of intermix and be there so that they see more than just a couple of faces, but we are trying to be a part of the community.
That's right.
It's not just for them, it's for all of us to be together.
That's right.
in community in Christ. So
Yeah, that's good. And
if
we're
you-
praying. We're praying through that, man. Again, we want to see a life change happen, and not just that. Hey, come to us, but hey, we're going to come to you. We're going to bring the message of Jesus to you. And so, if you want to jump in on some of that stuff, man, we would totally take you up on any level of that type of stuff. We'd love that.
anything you can do, and come to us, and we'll find a spot for you for sure. Because I mean, we just need people.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
want to love on kids and the community. So
That's good. Well, Carissa, thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with us. And church family, let us know that you watched this by commenting below, or sending Carissa a shout out on social media, or reaching out in other ways. And again, if you are still searching, praying through God's will for where you can serve in our church, this is a great place to start. And if you're searching for those gospel conversations, another great place to start. It's going to be a great summer, and we're praying through all these things. We're praying that God would save our community, that He would really just impact through us, impact this community at the Rolling Green apartment complex. And we're excited for what He's already going to do in some of those things. So let us know you're praying alongside us. Comment below. Let us know